Welcome back to Quantum Vimana's Time Travel Episode 3. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, do so for better clarity on this topic. Your support is highly essential to our growth, so please like, share and comment on our videos. In the meantime, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so that you will be the first to watch our videos. Previously in Quantum Vimana, we have seen how the idea of time travel reached a very large community through movies. There we also got to see how the ways of time travel have changed over the time. They made people think that these fictional ideas are achievable in the real world. However, this knowledge and exposure introduced the world to a new type of people. People who tend to redefine the boundary between reality and imagination. Quantum Vimana presents The Proven People. Believe me or not, we are dwelling with people who have successfully time traveled. The facts about them have been proved valid and true after all. Yes, what may be even more shocking is that the number of those who time traveled is increasing every year. Before we go deeper into that, we have to know about time dilation. Time dilation is actually an effect which is caused by the difference in gravitational strength. To make this more practical, let's take an astronaut who has a twin, for instance. By right, both the twins have to be of the same age. However, when one of the twins becomes an astronaut and spends a few years in space, this twin will be technically younger than the one who stayed on Earth. This theory has been proven true with proper facts and evidence. In fact, NASA conducted this particular experiment with Scott and Mark Kelly, twins of the same nature and nurture. At the end of the 1-year experiment, it was found that their age differed by a few milliseconds. So this means astronauts who travel to space age slower than those living on Earth. Sounds familiar? Yes, this was the theory magnified in the movie Interstellar. Well, how does this occur? Assuming space-time continuum as a flat dimension, when the gravitational acceleration is greater, the space-time continuum bends deeper. This means time will be faster at a place with higher gravitational force in space. As astronauts go further from the center of Earth, the gravitational force acting on them, caused by our planet, decreases. This is how time dilation is technically explained. It means whoever going into space will have the effects of time dilation despite the scale. So, astronauts fit the terms to be declared as time travelers who can possibly travel into the future and not the past. The doubted people. This kind of people are believed to be able to travel forth and backwards in time. Wait, did I say believe? There comes the problem. We are still not sure if we can believe these so-called time travelers. Fans of fantasy take their statements for true, while logical contenders and scientists are still testing the validity of the facts proposed by these people. Now, who are they exactly? Unidentified people who claim they are from the future. Recently, a young man took the internet by storm by giving an interview in Apex TV. Instead of revealing his name, with a fear of affecting the current timeline, he called himself Noah. Noah proclaimed that he is from the year 2030. According to him, he was assigned for a government project and even mentioned he looks young due to the age rejuvenation drugs. Although that convinces the audience of his unusual appearance, there is still a grey area need to be addressed. Noah stated that his chip was deactivated by the government, which eventually caused him to be stranded in the current timeline. Later on, his predictions about the future brought things to the next level. Among them were that Donald Trump will be re-elected in 2020, humans fly to Mars in 2028, electric cars can travel 600 miles per hour, and so on. Most of these events give a feeling that he may be telling the truth when we look at the current developments of our technology. Moreover, he passed a lie test when he was announcing these predictions. But we all know lie tests can easily be handled with sufficient practice and knowledge about how it works. At last, his identity was revealed and all he told the world became fake information. However, an important point to note here is that this is not the first time the world has encountered such events in the first place. In 1901, Anne Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain claimed to have encountered people from the past and the future through what they mentioned as a time slip. Later on, these women published a book entitled The Ghosts of Trianon, explaining their experience at the Palace of Versailles in France. 2 decades ago, John Titor said that he came from the year 2038 and stopped for rest in the year 2000. Opinions are divided whether he is real or one of the most enduring hoaxes. Apart from that, in the beginning of 2010, a photograph depicting the 1941 reopening of the South Fork Bridge in Canada went viral for a man who looked too modern. There are many more news about such odd people, which leave us to question anyone who claims to be a time traveler. So, how do we actually know if someone is a time traveler? Well, there are no specific conditions, but from a logical perception, a time traveler would be extremely cautious about revealing their experience of time traveling in the first place. A small mistake can lead to an alternate timeline. Just imagine someone is working on a time machine right now. Knowing about a time traveler from the future can make the inventor stop inventing. If a time machine is not invented, how would someone from the future be able to travel to the past? Complicated, right? So just keep in mind that a time traveler will not reveal his identity if he really existed, unless for an extremely alarming reason. So, we can put aside people who simply claim that they are from the future. They are all just lying. Putting up a reasonable story is easy for anyone, provided that they are aware of the basic rules of time travel. Let's just say time travel is possible. Stephen Hawking mentioned he threw a party to time travelers in 2009, to which no one turned up as he told about it to the reporters in 2012. According to him, it was a proof that time travel is not possible because if it was, the people from the future must have attended his party in 2009. Well, logically, there could have been some other reasons or even ethics to be followed by the time travelers, which may justify their choice for not turning up. Right now, what could possibly be the reason? Why the time travelers have to go through so much complications? What is it that they fear about?